Hello everybody, my name is Walter, and today I want to show you how you can build my simple and easily customizable lava curtain for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. In case you're looking for the showcase or world download, you can find both linked in the description. But let's get started. So the total size of the build depends on the actual size of the opening you're going for. The width is the width of the opening, plus 1 on each side. The height is the height of the opening, plus 5 at the top. The whole build goes 5 blocks behind the lava curtain, so with the lava curtain and the space it extends into at the top there, it's 7 blocks long in total. To build this, you're going to need these resources here, so of course building blocks and the lava, but also for the control circuitry, 6 redstone dust, 2 redstone torches, a repeater and a lever. Then for every 4 blocks in width, you're going to need 4 obsidian blocks, 6 slime blocks and honey blocks, 8 redstone dust and 4 sticky pistons. Additionally, for every block in height of the opening, you're going to need 2 redstone dust, 2 torches, and 2 normal pistons. Furthermore, these resources here may vary a bit if the total width of your build is not cleanly divisible by 4. I will show you how you have to modify the top for that to work out a bit later in the tutorial. And that is pretty much all you're going to need, so let me show you how to build this contraption here. Now the first step is marking the size of the opening you're going for. In this case, I want my opening to be 10 blocks wide and 6 blocks high. Please note that I also have placed a couple gaps in the floor, namely 3 blocks apart from the middle. And then if I go further, I would have every 7th block another gap. This is to make sure that when the lava flows and fills in the opening, it will not overflow to the front and the back, but instead will land inside of those gaps here. Now, once you have all of that planned out, it's time for the piston rows on the outside, which are essentially diagonally to where I want my opening to be. Once you have those, go to the back and starting at the second from the top, place a block here every other piston, put redstone wire on top. Don't forget the one at the very bottom if you have an even number. Put torches on the back of those blocks. And then diagonally, we need to build the same, just mirrored. Just like so. And now we have a torch tower going down. Please note the last block is at the height of the top piston. Now we very quickly build the same over here, with the exception being the very top block, which is not at the height of the topmost piston, but instead was diagonally moved up and towards the front, as you can see here. Now let's go to the right again, and this is the side with the input, so I'm going to place a block behind this redstone cross with a torch on top and the lever on its side, because as I said, this is the actual input. Then block on top, block to the left of that. Then 2 raised blocks to the front there and 1 to the back. Put down 3 wire and then a 3-tick repeater in this gap there. Below this block, I need a block with a redstone cross on top, just like so. Now, the next step depends a bit on how wide your opening is. In this case, counting the columns of pistons here, I have a width that is divisible by 4. The modules I'm going to show you are all 4 blocks wide, but you can also build just 1/2 of one, and you can also make a 5 wide module. So counting all of this together, you can make essentially any width between 3 and, or between 2 and any you are looking for. So I will show you first in the normal case here, and then I will show you how you can modify the modules. So let's get started. For that, first we need to go one lower layer down from this block over here with 2 blocks of redstone wire. Then in front of the wire, we need sticky pistons, which should extend. On top of the piston arms, we need again sticky pistons. On top of those, we need obsidian and wire on top of those. Now all of the pistons should extend. Then grab slime blocks, place 2 like so, and then the honey blocks next to them. Now we should be right before we get in contact with the lava. And now at the lower layer, we go 1 to the front, 2 to the front, and then we place 3 high like so. And now I'm actually going to remove these here, since this is no longer needed to mark where I want to go with. Now I just copy this setup with the honey blocks, and then with normal blocks, except for the raised block at the back there. Instead of this raised block there, we need an obsidian block to either side of the piston arms there. And if we now flick the lever, you should see this whole thing here retracting and being flush with the retracted pistons there. If I extend this, you can see it moves through the lava. And now I essentially just need to copy this pattern a bit more. And obviously I will need to connect everything up with some more wire. So I'm going to need a couple blocks in the middle. Here we go. I now have 3 modules built. If you have more than that, you might run into the issue that the signal decays too much. In that case, all you need to do is add a repeater and block combination in the middle to get some of the resources back. Do this obviously for both signal lines at the same spot, and everything should work as well as it did before. Now, one last thing I need to do is at the very end, I need to go 1 block down, redstone wire on top, and then a torch to the side, which should power this cross below. And if I now go to my lever and flick that, you should see everything retracting, including the pistons on the very end over there. And if I flick the lever back again, everything should extend again. Now, as promised, let's quickly talk about how you can modify those modules. First, you can make a 5-wide module by just adding a piston setup in the middle between. And since you need to alternate, you now have slime, honey, and slime blocks. The second option is just leaving out the second half of the last module, which would be the honey block module, or the honey block half, and ending it like so. You can also combine both and just have a 3-wide module and cut it off at this layer here. Just make sure that when you end up with a half module, you have an obsidian block on the end there and not a normal block, or you might get parts of your circuitry disassembling. And finally, after you've made sure that everything works properly, I would recommend adding in a couple of walls and a ceiling to hide the circuitry a bit. Just make sure that in the ceiling you use those obsidian blocks where the slime and honey blocks get in contact with the ceiling, just to make sure that everything remains in a working condition. And then at the very end, you can put in the actual lava for the lava curtain, which I really would recommend doing last, or you may run into some issues. And with that, we've reached the end of this tutorial for my simple and easily customizable lava curtain for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I wish you a nice day, and well, see you.